G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever on the River Delta map. You join me just outside of Ochsenhausen. I think it's called Ochsenhausen. Interestingly enough, the hill hides the town name, but nothing else. See, town name visible, hidden. Visible, hidden. Oh, it also hides the vehicles. Okay, well, make a liar out of me then, you jerk game. So yes, we are at Ochsenhausen Chemical Plant, which I demand has a... No, I've just made it worse. Yes, I demand it has a capital letter there. So, we are going to be hooking up our grain from the farm, which is obviously coming to the food processing plant anyway. We're going to hook that grain up to the chemical plant, and then take the plastic back down here to the goods factory. And at the same time, we're going to be sourcing some planks from up here at Halver. Now, I figured the plastic would be the easiest thing to get into motion, and if it doesn't play out, well, we're really only losing money on a bunch of trucks. And that way, when the planks kick in, we'll immediately move over to full-on goods production. So, we're obviously following straight on from the last episode. So I've got a bunch of trucks sitting down in this depot here that I need to do something with or sell. And I prefer to do something with them because I paid bloody good money for them. So how many truck routes do we have coming out of here? It's just the one, isn't it? Yes. Okay, well that's good. Don't have to expand that. We've got the existing highway we can use up here, although I might rejig this sort of driveway a bit just to speed the process up a little bit. So we'll bring the road down there instead. So that's all good. So let's go ahead and whack in a truck stop somewhere up here that doesn't cost a mint. I said doesn't cost a mint. Doesn't cost a mint. 120 grand. In what universe I'm going to spend 120 grand on a bloody truck stop? We're still looking at 30 to 40 grand. Oh, here we go. We're under 30. Oh, I saw 23. No, I think that has been lost. Oh, there it is again. Yes. Hello. Hi. One, please. Give me that. Now let's get rid of this weird little bump in the road here, because aesthetics are very important to me, even though I'll probably never look at this bit of road ever again. You know, that probably offset the saving we made there, because we just spent 8 grand fixing a bump in the road. So that ended up making the truck stop cost 30 grand. Yeah, that's all me, baby. So let's go ahead and set up a new line here. Well, that's a pleasing green colour. So we're starting at Ochsenhausen East, and we're coming up here to Ochsenhausen. Really central? Central is what you're going with. I don't think that works. That doesn't do anything for me. We're going to rename it to Ochsenhausen Chemical Plant, because that does make a bit more sense. And as far as east goes, does that mean north is this way? Ish, or does that mean north is this way? Because that'd be southeast then. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out where north and south is on this map, and you're not helping. So we'll just leave that there. Now this is going to be grain / plastic / goods. No need for more slashes. We've slashed enough. And that is just limited to Ochsenhausen. Because obviously everything is going to be nice and local around here. So that's the first leg set up. We may as well send the trucks out now because they're going to spend 4 hours getting there. We'll send them all out because it is going to be a fairly long route. I would like to use rail for this, but until we get it set up, it's just not going to be very profitable. So I think trucks will be the order of the day for now, and we can look at rail in the future. Because the other limiting factor is this factory is in a god-awful spot on the side of a hill. And I think I mentioned last episode, I tried to price out a station down here to serve it, and it did not go well. Because I thought we can use the food train to bring plastic in, so that he needs a track. We'll have the planks come in, he needs a track. So that's at least 2 tracks. Plus, if we, if we want to send something back that way, it's a 3rd track. And I just couldn't get any more than 1 track in. So look, I'll just demonstrate. And even then, it was only 200 meters we were doing. So it's quite okay with that if you're willing to pay the money. I was putting a bit of a curve at the end of, not that much of a curve. I was putting a bit of a curve at the end of one of them. Okay. We're demonstrating for the people at home. So as you can see, it's even fighting me on 1 track. So if I go to 2 tracks, you better believe it's not going to work. Yeah, see, unable to align terrain. And there was just no amount of fiddling I could do around here to even have it remotely close enough to there to do anything. So I don't think we'll ever have a station for this goods factory. I think we're going to have to do all our loading and unloading here, which is going to make things very expensive because we're going to have to obviously send a line up here to the plastic factory eventually, the chemical plant. We're going to have to send the grain line up here eventually to mitigate the stone transfer on these slow trucks. And of course, we're going to have to send a line up the river here to get up here to the plank works. And again, I think I will have to put a bridge in here and use the existing line just to save money, because otherwise it's going to be way too expensive. But yeah, so we've got the basic plastic delivery of grain set up. Now, that is going to affect our food production here, but I'm not too worried about that because we can put an extra livestock train on if we feel we're not producing enough food, which we'd easily be able to get more food out of there because we're nowhere near capacity for food deliveries in either town. And look at that convoy going over the bridge. Don't know what this music is, but I've committed to it. So yeah, that's a thing. But yes, no, delivering grain up there is completely pointless because eventually this thing will stop accepting grain because it's like, well, hey, I've got grain, I've made plastic, what do you want me to do with it? If no one's buying my plastic, I'm not making it anymore. Shove off. So we now need to set up a truck stop over here at the factory. Let's go ahead and do that, and hopefully it won't cost the world. 70 grand. Really? You think I'm going to pay 70 grand for a truck stop? Well, you might be right. Oh, hang on. I saw like 40 grand for a minute there. Okay, can we go up here a bit? Oh, hang on. 50 grand. 50 grand. Okay, fine. 50 grand. There you go. You've squeezed enough money out of me, haven't you? And eventually, again, we'll probably put a direct road connection in here to speed things up. But for now, obviously trying to do it on the cheap, we'll just have to send them through town. So they'll be picking up grain here, running it up the hill here. Then they'll be bringing the plastic back down through the town over to the factory. They'll drop the plastic off and eventually pick goods up, which they'll be able to bring back down here. And I'll have them stop in town to drop the goods off before they come here, just in case they do want to drop any goods off, just in case. The problem is we are also going to have to do something about this food. Oh no, hang on, that's going out on the stone line, so that's okay. In fact, we could just have the goods trucks deliver here and load the goods onto the stone route, but I mean, it's coming through town anyway, we may as well drop it off directly if we can. So, we need to extend the line we've already built. Did I? Yeah, here it is, grain, plastic, goods. Wow, that's a lot of trucks on that route. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that's a pretty reasonable number, actually. Okay, cool. So, yeah, from the chemical plant, you're then going to continue down here to the goods factory. Okay, well, apparently that's north. So, if that's east of the town, so maybe north is sort of this corner here. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh, we didn't tell them to drop off the goods in town either. Now, where is the goods stop that we're trying to use? It's this one here, isn't it? We may as well put one on the other side of the road as well, just because, yeah, if we start loading up too many trucks, we may end up in trouble. And I think those signs ended up mostly on the footpath. Oh, these ones are flying. Oh, that's kind of cool. Just don't look too closely at it, and the illusion will be maintained. So that should be fine. They should both be going opposite directions. Great. Okay, fantastic. So any goods you bring from the factory here, you can drop off in town, and any goods you want to transship on to Rothenfels, you can return up here to Ochsenhausen East before picking up your next load of grain. So that will be fine. That's good. We should pay the loan down because we are cascading rapidly towards the end of the year. A lot of passengers waiting here. 52, and they're all going via Halver. Wow. Hopefully we just had a train leave. Yes, we did. 30 of 56. Okay, that's not too bad. Quite happy with that. But yeah, so once the end of the year ticks around, we will be able to increase the loan and we'll be able to set up a train from the forest to the sawmill. And then I'm going to have to put a siding in here to drop the planks off because I can't really drop the planks off here and load them onto an existing truck route without sending a whole new truck route down. So I figure if we can fit a one-track station in here, that's what we're going to have to do. Now, what I'm thinking to try and get around this landscaping mess is we shift this track over to here and we put a new track into the right because that way we can free up this underpass track here to be our station feeder. And of course, obviously, it's offset a little from the other track. So, we'll have room for the station platform and everything. And at the same time, we should probably work out this little kink down here. And we should probably rebuild that. I mean, it's not slowing the trains down. I don't think it's slowing anything down, really. It just looks silly. And we might be able to tease out this 105, 106 to 110 or something, which, you know, we'll be thankful for in the future. We'll be so thankful we won't even remember we did it, and no one will give a damn either way. So, you know, it's unsung heroes of the Transport Fever universe. That's what we are. We just get the job done. So while we're waiting for New Year's to tick around and the fireworks to kick off, let's just watch our trains crossing here. That's a good-looking passenger train. Good-looking passenger train. Well done. Yep, good. Okay, cool. That was fun. Happy Christmas, by the way. It's December 24th. Oh, no, it's over. Never mind. Boxing Day. And now we should see our... what was it? It's the grain train coming through. I nearly thought it was the log train. We haven't built that yet, so congratulations, dingus. So yes, that's good. And we're about to hit the end of the year, so we're going to go very much into debt when we pay off the loan interest and the running costs. Boobly boo. Boom! Minus 500. Nope, minus 380. That's not bad. Oh, and we have the Schaufhausen. A very desirable ship, apparently. And the SB629, which I think is another Austrian number. And I figure because we're playing in Prussian, German / Austrian trains, we can engage with these new trains with reckless abandon. So what do? You do 85 k's an hour. High. Intended for passenger trains and light express trains. Oh. I kind of thought with the speed like that, you might be for fast goods, because you've got 885 power, and you got less power, never mind. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I added that mod, because we probably won't use it, because I'm sure it's an attractive engine, but I just don't think a tank engine's going to be able to do that trip on its own. Maybe if we put a passenger line down here, we can use him just as a shuttle, but yeah, for now. I mean, ideally, if we ran a shuttle train from here to here, he'd be perfect for that, but yeah, I don't know if we'll get to use him at any point. So we'll extend the loan up, and we'll have to hit the pause button to get rid of the kink in the track here, because obviously we're going to be upsetting the apple cart in a big way. So we'll back that off right back to the curve there. And what are we looking at? Oh, look at that. We can keep it 120 the whole way. Oh, that is fantastic. How's that go? Look at that, 120, apart from the 114, you know, the bit of curve here. That's all 120. That's going to be good in years to come when we you know, when we have the trains that can actually use that. There goes our convoy of trucks making their way down. So we should probably get a wriggle on. Well, here comes the rest of them. I guess some of them got stuck in town or something. So we'll drop another signal in there. We can probably fit a couple of signals. Actually, no, we'll build the station first, then we'll worry about signals, because we're just going to bulldoze a big chunk of everything. Anyway, so we'll need another track coming underneath here to about here. And again, I'll probably just keep this one coming up to null segment. Well, that's a new error. Up to about here. That should be fine. There we go. Actually, why did I do that? It means I have to rebuild this junction. Well, okay. Well, we've committed to that now, haven't we? Okay, so again, we're going to hit the magic pause button. And autosave's going to interrupt. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. You do you. We'll back this off a bit, and backed it off too much. Hopefully, we can get 120 maintained. Oh, it's right on the edge of the water though, isn't it? Oh, that's a bit scary. Okay, so that's fine. Again, we're going to have to rejig the signals because they are not going to make any sense anymore. We may as well get rid of this one as well. And we are going to have to rejig this junction. Let's just knock it down completely and start again, because I think that's going to be easier. So this track needs to feed over here. That's fine. And eventually that will feed up and over for the passenger trains. This track needs to feed in here. That's fine. And this track, which is the passenger line, can come down here. And obviously we'll need to put in points for the passenger trains to use. So let's go with 80 if we can. We can and will. And we'll go with some 80k points here. These ones will later get ripped out, of course. So that's fine. So that sorts our passenger trains out. Now, we need a way for the freight trains to get from this line over to their new siding. So we'll go ahead and whack a set of points in about here. And we'll keep them about 60-ish, because I really don't think the freighters are going to be going that fast. So we've still got signals in place here. May as well drop one in there, just because we can. Drop one in for these points here. And of course, these tracks are going this way, so that's all fine. So we might drop in a couple there. And there. Oh, we already had one, so let's just get rid of that one. That's fine. Good. Okay, and now we'll just remove this bit of track here back up to the bridge, and hopefully we can fit a station in there. I'm really hoping we can. We can. So let's just look at 2 tracks. It might be possible. I'm pretty sure we'll get away with this if we maybe if we back this off just okay. It's a touch more than I wanted. Hopefully we can thread it back under the bridge again. Okay, so to about without doing any landscaping to about here. How's that? Is that going to work? Hello? No. Okay. What if we uncurve the curvature a bit? Bring it down to about 5. Okay, you're still collisioning, but you're collisioning slightly less. Okay, good. What if we do this? I'm just sort of spitballing here. Okay, cool. If we can curve the other end, we can get away with 2 tracks. Although, actually, I don't think we can connect the second track up under this bridge. So what if we... No, you're still going to collision. Okay. We might... No, I don't even want to rebuild the bridge because we might not get the pillar placed exactly where we need it. No, we'll stick with 1 track for now. We won't look this gift horse in the mouth, as we want to do normally. So we'll send that back to about 5 because that was going a bit more in the direction we wanted. And then we want to curve the other end as well. You're collisioning, but that's because we've left a bit of track lying around. Really should clean up our mess. That is much better. Yeah, I'll take that. And if we do want to go to 2 tracks later, we're just going to have to bite the bullet and do a lot of bulldozing. So you, my friend, can you get... Okay, we may as well just have you run parallel for a smidge and then come in because I think that's going to be a bit easier. Let's go to 60. There we go. That's fine. Good. Okay, whack in a couple of signals and she's all good to go. Excellent. Great. Loving it. Yeah, we might whack another couple of cheeky signals in at the bridge just because it's a nice landmark. But that is great. That is where we'll be unloading our planks. So that is fine. And now we just have to try and get a road. It will do it. I mean, it's 200 grand of road, but I'm hoping that will get this in range of this. Because if it doesn't, we've just completely wasted our time and money. Please, 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 please. Everyone cross your fingers. We've done it. Yes, yes. Yes. Fantastic. We are the kings of this game. And by that, I mean we're like a lowly pauper in the grand scheme of things. But I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I'm feeling so good I'm going to piss away a bit of money on landscaping just because it's like a celebratory landscape-a-thon. So that's good. So now we've got our log station set up. We've got our plank delivery station set up. All that's left to do now is to set up... Well, actually, we've got to... well, hang on. If we think about it, we don't need to extend this line yet over here because we can send the log train via the passenger station. Oh, we're on pause. That's why this train's not moving. And around the long way. Again, not ideal because he's going to be messing with our passenger trains, which are making good money, but it saves us dicking around too much down here because the plank train doesn't need to go anywhere near here just yet. And then when we do finally extend this up to the chemical plant, we can... 1.12 million. Thank you. We can then worry about having a junction here to send the plank train up this way. But for now, we'll send him through here. We might even end up double tracking up here once we've got our trains online, just to see where we go. But now, so I did do this off camera just because I could see the town starting to expand, and I wanted to make sure we didn't have to knock any buildings down to go this way. And of course, this line will serve 2 purposes because we'll be serving this sawmill, but we'll also be pointing in the direction of Lindenfels, which is where we need to get iron ore from for Stralsund steel mill. So this line here, it's important we get this junction right. Now if we build it out like this, okay, it wants to go down steeply. What if we go down like this? Is it going to let us build a bridge? Okay, so we're looking at 58, 59, 60. Can we get it up to 65? Oh, we can get a bridge. Yes. If we go to 70, okay, I think we're going to get away with this. I think we're going to be able to bridge. Which is good because we want to put a bridge right across here. So let's just drag it back a bit. Back a bit more. Easy, easy. Gentle, gentle. Good. Okay. So, please bridge. Oh my god, it did. It did exactly what it was told. That is just phenomenal. So I'm going to go with a short little bridge in here over the road. Which we'll build as a viaduct, I guess. Yeah, no, maybe we'll build the box girder because it's going to be short, so we can build it cheap. So, you know, we'll build that number there. And then I want to put a little bit of an embankment in here, just so we don't have to bridge right across here. I mean, it does cost more for the embankment, but, you know, it avoids having sort of too much ducking and weaving with the bridge. So let's stick to 110 if we can. And that's a good angle to approach the river. Good. And now we want to level it out before we start bridging again. Okay, so yeah, flatten it out. Flatten it out. Okay, this is going to be a nice tall bridge, so if we do want ships, we should be able to get ships under here. And show me a bridge. Oh, this is going to cost a mint. But yes, no, as per my needs, we will be able to get ships under there. Ships will probably never end up building, but, you know, whatever. So can we drag this back a smidge? Keep it to 800 grand? Hopefully. Okay, good. Okay, let's do that. Let's borrow up for that. The loan's down to 6 million. I mean, we are swimming in profits at the moment. As long as we don't make a misstep and bugger everything up, you know, coming soon. Spoiler alert. Okay, so turn flatness off and go back to the embankment, please. Okay, 98. Let's get it to at least 100 for the curve. There we go. And I think that looks a bit better than having the bridge keep going because it's just over the river. Again, cost a bit more for the embankment, but aesthetically, I think that's a nice look for the branch line. And then we obviously want to start, okay, well, it's going to try and dig a big ass cutting there. So I don't much care for that. What if we back this off now that we've got our embankment and we come down sort of this way? Yeah. I know we're rebuilding something, but we didn't need to, but, you know, I think that's going to be okay. And then we'll just point the line in this direction. Is that straight? No, we want it straight. That way, when we come back to it, we know roughly where we're going. But I basically want to follow the line of the valley up, probably around here, and then maybe just have a cheeky tunnel in here to get to Lindenfels. Because, you know, it's going to get very expensive otherwise climbing that hill if we don't follow the line of the valley. And the risk is if we follow the valley all the way up here, we've suddenly got to get over this, which is just going to be an absolute nightmare. And someone paid off while I was yakking, so that's good for us. Now, I don't think I future-proofed this station at the log thingy, did I? Oh, no, I did. I built a 400-meter station there. The thing I didn't build a 400-meter station for is here. And I don't think we're going to get a 400-meter station in here at any point, because mostly this bridge. So I'm going to build a 400-meter station up here, but just remind me if I try and build a 400-meter train that it's just not going to happen. So let's go one track. Yeah, that's all we're going to need. We can probably keep the curve because it's not really hurting anyone. And it does sort of point it in the right direction. So we can probably sneak it in there for 97 grand. That's not too bad. It's nice and flat here, which is somewhat of a rarity for this map. And just connect the road up like that. Yep, that's easily in range. And then, of course, we're going to have a tightish curve here to rejoin to the branch. But that will be okay. What are you building track parallel for? You just want to have a set of points in here, don't you? 60 will do. That's fine. I mean, it's a bit inelegant there. We probably should have just curved it straight around onto the main line. So let's try that. See what that gives us. Yep. Okay. No, that's fine. Autosave. I'm not in the middle of anything. You just come on and interrupt. That looks a lot better. That's a much more natural ergonomic curve there. Eventually, we probably will expand this out to be more tracks because then we can deliver the bricks up here as a separate train and we can deliver food and stuff. But for now, I just want to stick to the basics because, yeah, even though we're doing quite well in terms of profit, I mean, look at our lines. They've started creeping up again. I mean, these were 300 and 400 last time because of the great interruption. Passengers are still making 1.5, so that has slipped a bit, but I guess that fluctuates depending on when they get stuck behind the freighters. We've still got to finish cleaning out this station before the grain and cattle trains will really kick it up a notch. But we need to set up a line for this logs and planks. That's an appropriate colour. Good old poo brown. So start at Rothenfels West. We'll need to rename that. And then make your way up here to Halva Transfer. Now, that's a hell of a trip. Get it? Because it's like a hell of a trip, but it's Halva. No, yeah, I'm on a timeout. That's fair enough. Okay, cool. Someone start a timer. And then on the way back, we'll just get you to swing by Ochsenhausen Exchange with your planks. That would be great. And, of course, you can barely see the line over the ballast, but, you know, whatever. So this will be called logs/planks. Yep, I can spell. And that is Roth to Halv to Ox. Yes, I think that's how we were doing it. Roth to Ox. Roth, Ox. Yes, good, and we haven't done anything to Halve yet, so that's fantastic. That's it's all coming up Millhouse. So we've got a bit of cash in the bank, but obviously nowhere near enough to buy a train. And this depot here probably isn't ideal because, well, we kind of want him to come up here first. So we may need to sneak in a new depot somewhere. Is sneaking a depot in here a viable option? Also, I might double track this section here just to make it a bit easier for the log train to not interrupt the passengers as much as he might. But then, yeah, to finish off today, I'm going to want to double track the line along the river anyway. So we'll drop a signal in here for the log train to come up to, and we'll pop a signal in there for when he's coming through, so he can, hopefully he'll fit in there quite easily and get out of the way. And that'll be fine. But yeah, sorry, we were looking for another depot, not random sections of double tracking. Well, 1.23 million. Don't mind if I do. Why don't we just extend this out a little bit and just throw a depot in here. And this could be temporary or permanent, depending on if I remember it's there. But either way, we'll be able to build our log train here, and that will be fine. So let's look at our options. The Baldwin would be good for freight, but it's slow and it's American, and I'm trying to stick to the European stuff. We'll see how long that lasts. So let's have a look. What are our options? The 3.5, that's a passenger engine, I think. So 2.4 mil, 100 k's an hour. Actually, we should look at our wagon top speed. So we've got this. It's Finnish, but I figure it's still European, so it's good enough. Has a capacity of 10. Flat car carries logs and planks, as opposed to the default state car. I think this is the European one. 8. Or 12 for the American style one. And I figure the freight wagons are pretty generic. But I'll probably go the Finnish one, because what's that cost to run? It's top speed of only 60, 38 grand a year to run. You're 96 grand a year to run for 2 extra capacity, but a better top speed. And you're 64 grand a year to run. Well, I mean, the Finnish one is cheaper and has more capacity. It's just quite slow, but I think most of our heavy haul locomotives are going to be slow anyway. See, that's 70 grand, because that's an express passenger, but it is good for goods. That's the same thing. You have a top speed of 60, so you are probably a good idea to go for. 60. Oh, you're slightly lighter. That's the only difference between these two. Okay, is lighter better? Well, it's got the same tractive effort, so I guess so. They are the same price, so why don't we just pick the best looking one? That has yellow decoration lines. That one has a snowplow. Okay, we don't want the snowplow. Let's have a look. It's between these two. Let's go with this nice blue looking number. 1.93 million. Okay, so let's just extend the loan a bit and buy one of those. Yes? Fantastic. Good. We have an Austrian engine. Now let's sacrilege the crap out of it and put Finnish wagons on the back. So here we go. So we're aiming for about, no more than 200 meters a train. And let's see. Oh, these can carry 2 different types of cargo at once. That's even better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, okay. So let's aim for 10. I think we can afford 10. What's that? 8 or 9, 10. I think. Hang on. How many? Yes, 10 wagons. Fantastic. Look at that. We've done it, and we've still got a little bit of change left over. So that's good. Close all that down, and you, my friend, are going out on logs, planks. Well, you've already cost us 40 grand, so you better be good. You'd better be attractive. We're down at 800 bucks, so that's not going well at all. Okay, here we go. Big. No, toot to you too, my friend. Welcome to the network. You're going to be mixing it up with the Prussians. I hope that's okay. Yes, it's a very dark engine. I'm assuming it's just very dirty. It's a very nice looking model though, and so are the wagons. And of course they both have a top speed of 60, so they are going to play absolute havoc with our passenger trains, which is disappointing. To the point that I'm even tempted to put in not only double tracking, but also put in some passing lanes where we can hopefully overtake. But obviously that means this chap will be sitting around waiting for the passenger train to not only catch up to him, but then to go around him and get ahead of him. The actual getting ahead of him, not as worried about. It's more the catching up. But yeah, that's a very attractive looking model. That's an Austrian something with those nice Finnish wagons that obviously I found on the Steam Workshop there. So drop the loan back a bit. I mean, it's only July, but it's good to keep on top of it. But yes, that's a very high quality model. Can we follow along with you and zoom in? That's a very nicely done model. Look at that. Look at the detailing on the tender. I mean, the wagons are suitably high quality to match. He's got a capacity of 100. He's had a bit of a hiccup at the end of the station, but I think that's the game more than the train. And before I forget, we will whack a couple of signals in here. I like how it clears posthumously. It's like, oh shit, train's gone through. Better show green. So he won't have any problem with these little hills and bumps that we've got going on here. In fact, I might smooth this out a bit now that we've built the 2 bridges, just because it might make the grade a bit easier. No, at no point did I want to do that. Yes, okay, so that's a bit better. Cool, okay, so back to play. Don't know why we bothered putting in such an expensive bridge there, because the track on this side's 95 and on the other side it's like 70. But, you know, it looked nice, so I built it. And I mean, look, it does look nice. I can't wait for this train to come over the top. That'll look marvellous. But yeah, so that's that set up. And to finish off today, I'll just do a bit of double tracking along here to hopefully mitigate the delay to the passenger trains. Because it's one thing for him to have to follow the freighter. It's another thing for have to sit at a red signal and wait while the 60 km/h train comes the other way. Now, I suspect we're going to have to re-extend the loan again, because this is not going to be cheap. What are we looking at? 212 grand. Yeah, see, it's all the landscaping. It makes it difficult. I think we can get rid of the kink here at the same time. Like, if we're going to be spending the money, we may as well sort of ease off on this bump here. I know it's gonna cost, but like, you know, cut once and measure twice and whatever. So that's fine. That's sped things up significantly, and it also sped up the reduction of my bank balance. So, you know, that's just a freaking win situation. So that's the first section done. That was reasonably painless. Okay, good for you. Get rid of those points there, and we'll go in and drop in some corresponding signals. So yeah, I don't mind the way it follows the landscape though. It's looking nice. I might just smooth this out a touch if we can, just because, you know, where the trees are, it looks a bit funny. That's a bit nicer. Smooth it. Yeah, we've still got a weird sort of bit of ballast hanging out there, and of course these weird green patches here, but I don't think there's much we can do about that short of taking out a big chunk of the mountain. So, you know, let's just make that look nice. That's okay. I mean, it's not great. I mean, the track really is pressed up against the mountain here. It might have been better to tunnel through, but, well, here we are. So let's try and drop in a few more signals if we can afford it. So you've reached the end of the former double track before, so that's good. We can get rid of this set of points as well, and we can drop in another corresponding signal there. And then that's a really long block, so we might drop in another couple here. I'm trying to keep the signals quite spaced out. It does mean that the passenger train will be waiting at a red for a longer time until this chap gets clear of the next signal, but then hopefully he's got a longer run to... I didn't put that in the middle at all. It was so weighted towards this end. But yeah, he's, you know, if he's following the freighter this way, he'll wait at this signal here until the freighter's clear of this, but then he can get up to 90, and the theory being that he can stay, you know, at 90 all the way onto the platform, because by the time he gets to this signal here, the freighter will have cleared this one and then through the platform. So whether that actually works, I don't know, but I think it's worth a go. So now let's continue by double tracking along here. This bit should be significantly cheaper. Connect up, please. Excellent. Look at that. That was so much cheaper just because we didn't have to do as much fiddly landscape stuff. So we can get rid of this set of points here. Good. And we can get rid of the set of points at the other end as well. Good. Dunzo. And then obviously whack in a few more signals. Just with grace and dexterity. So let's see if we can get a signal in the middle here. I think it's about here would be the middle. You know what? We've still weighted it more towards this end, but I think we did slightly better. So now we've got to double track this bridge. That's not going to be cheap. So the line down to the bridge, what are we looking at there? 26 grand? Nothing. The bridge itself, 270 grand. Okay. You know what? Make it happen. We are going to need it, so just bite the bullet and get on with it, and run that up there. Good stuff. Now, no trains in the section. Good. We can start removing points and throwing down a few more signals. So we'll drop one in there. Oh, we're really pushing the bank balance. I don't think we can afford any more signals now. That's a bit embarrassing. We can get rid of that though. which will help somewhat. And whack a signal in here. Yes, good. Oh, someone's paid off. That's fantastic. Can we whack a signal in the middle there? Probably can, just down here near the bridge. I'm sure this person's happy that the railway bridge next to them has not only gotten busier, but also doubled in size, so they can have 2 trains going by instead of just the one. That's going to be good for sleeping. So that's fine. I am going to bite the bullet and double track this tunnel and try and build this junction here as well. It will make it difficult. Actually, no, it'll be perfect for the plank train because he'll be coming down here and he can just stay on the right track through to here. So I don't know why I bothered building these points at all. Well, I guess if we later want to run the plastic down here and use the food train to bring it down here, we can just share a siding because they've got plenty of room to back up along this track here. So that in itself is not too much of a concern. Where are we? October. Yeah, I'm going to gamble on this. I think we can get away with it. We'll go ahead and run this through the tunnel here. So that was only 256 grand. That was pretty much the same as the bridge, which means we can get rid of these points at either end. Fantastic. Now the bridge over here and the junction will be slightly more expensive, I suspect, but we're just going to have to grin and bear it, I think, in the traditional way that we do, because, you know, spend money, make money, blah, 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 blah. So when we priced it out before, we brought it down to about here, and it bridge pillar collision, but that's only because it wants to put down about 3 million. So that in itself is not really my fault. It's just a little glitch with the game trying to put too many pillars on. So that's only 60, and that is costing us 500 grand just for a 60k bridge. It's not great. Yeah, okay, so drag that back. That's about 100. That's 500 grand. Yeah, okay. I mean, obviously, we could try and speed this up by dragging it down further here, but then, of course, we're building a bigger bridge. So let's see. If we want to go stone, which is probably what I'm leaning towards, I don't really want to go the box girder. 738. Yeah, that's a significant difference from this. I mean, 90 to 100. You know, why bother having the 120 and the 103 when you're just coming down to 100 anyway? So we may as well just have the 90 here, and then this 100 here is completely negligible. So go ahead and extend the loan a bit more. It's late October. What are you doing? And connect this up, and it will all be fine. I'm sure it's fine. So we need to bring this down. No, we don't, because we've already got the other track there. So good work, me. Okay, so just run in parallel for a smidge just to make sure the tracks line up, and then whack in. Where have we got a signal down there? Okay, so we'll whack the junction in down here, and we'll do it at 75 because again you've only got a 90 curve here. Good. Okay, so that way the passenger trains will now have switched over. Yes, good. So we no longer have this bi-directional bridge going on. We can get rid of these points, and we can go ahead and scooch in another couple of signals. We may as well. I don't like how this bridge splits here though. That's probably not great. They're actually bleeding into each other. Kind of want to rebuild that a bit. Okay, well that's going to cost a lot of money. You don't want to do that just yet, but we're going to come back to it because I don't like the way the bridges have sort of piled on each other like that. Maybe that's what it was talking about when it was collisioning. It wasn't anything to do with the river. It was to do with the other bridge getting in the way. But either way, you know, we'll just have to live with it for now and drop in a couple of signals here just for completeness sake. Oh, we've already got a signal there. Well, we didn't need this one. Make it go away. $300. Yep. Okay, cool. Forget it ever existed. And when you look at this, we're going to get our 2 freight trains crossing as long as we look past the hole in the universe. It is a very dark train. I wouldn't want to meet that in a tunnel on a dark, stormy night. But yes, there we have it. We have our new log/plank train cruising over the top of our grain train. And that should be all she wrote. The only thing we need to do now is double up on the grain train because obviously we're shipping grain up here as well as down here. And that I will wait till next year for, because when you cash in, you should give us some money to pay the loan down. And then once the year ticks over, we can borrow up big again and buy a second grain train. But that should be fine. Otherwise, yes, you've been stuck behind him the whole way. You're running at capacity too. Well done, friend. What are you? You're the cattle train. Excellent. I see the passenger trains have bunched up a bit. That's concerning because, yeah, you're going to be running at less than capacity because you're following someone else. Not ideal. Okay, so we've entered December. We're still in the green. You're going to cash in and give us a big wad of cash, which is good. Don't think the cattle train will make it before the end of the year, though, which is bad. You will hopefully cash in, too, when you get up here and give us a bit of coin. So we can pay the loan down a smidge. How many people are waiting up here, by the by? 69 people going to Halver. This train is going to be leaving people behind. Wow. I'm glad we double track, because next time I think we're adding an extra passenger train to this line as well. So, you know, that's a thing. So you've stopped off here. That's good. Hopefully the forest has got the message and has started producing logs. 42. Excellent. We've nearly gotten rid of the backlog down here at the freight station. The town's expanding out this way with gusto. Everything's just coming up Millhouse. This is all going wonderfully. Yes, so we rocket towards the end of the year. We've only got 300 odd in the bank, though. That was obviously because you've just dropped some people off. Good man. You are picking people up. How many are you going to leave behind? 20. Ooh, okay. Well, that's good for the other train that's behind you, but yeah, I'm hoping the freight train will actually separate these two rather than causing them to bunch up further. But knowing my luck, it will cause them to bunch up further, because the freight train will be ahead of this chap who will be going slow, and then the other one will just catch up and run at a loss because he's picking up the leftovers from this train, which is disappointing. Where's the sun angle at? Let's just kill the last couple of days of 1913 by watching this chap sail around the corner on his new double track line, because, you know, double track better than single track. Look at that background, though. That's an impressive mountain. Glad we're not trying to tunnel through it, but yes, impressive nonetheless. It's a nice looking train. I look forward to buying another one of these. Maybe we might go a faster engine next time, just because they're nice carriages, but we do have a variety of locomotives available. So December 29, December 30, everyone prepare for Happy New Year and watch the bank balance plummet. But that's okay, because we'll borrow up, buy a second grain/stone train. Oh, we've got the class 75.4, which I think is one of the default German engines. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's one of the ones I downloaded. I really can't keep up. Let's have a look. How do you compare to everything else? I think you are a default engine. You are 90 k's an hour, 85 k's an hour, less power than this chap, less tractive effort. Yeah, I think that's a default one, because it's just not as good as the one I've downloaded, except for 5 k's more top speed. But that's okay, because we're now in a new year. We can extend the loan out massively. Good. Yes, 3.5 million should be enough in theory. Cough, cough. Let's go train shopping. So we have been using the Prussian G3. Can we do better in terms of wagons? We've got a new open wagon that can do 120 k's an hour. Or we've got the American gondola. But yeah, as I said, I'm trying to stick to the European stuff. So we'll go the open wagon. So 120 k's now. So that really opens us up to some of the faster engines. But we need that power level to keep the freight moving. So what do you got in terms of power? Where are you? You got 160. So 160 and 60 is the number to beat. 800 to 150. Well, that already kicks the stuffing out of you, doesn't it? Top speed of only 60, though. We're running into the same problems with the log wagons. Autosave's going to have an opinion. What are you? 70. Not great. Mountain Express train. Yeah, we're not really going up mountains, are we? What are you, Prussian? It doesn't really say if you're a passenger or a freight, but you are very expensive to run. 274, 490, you're more expensive. Okay. 322. Yeah, what are you? You're 226. Okay. You're an express train locomotive. Okay, you're not much help. What are you? You are diddly-diddly-dee. All used in the direction of Hanover. Too weak for express trains for passenger train. Okay, so you are a passenger engine. That's fine. So I sort of want to go Austrian, but then again, I don't want to pay this much more a year for 10 k's an hour of increased speed. 50 k's an hour, you know, it's 64 grand a year, 322 grand a year. It's a lot of money. What about 3.5? That's 412. That's even worse. Don't even entertain that one. Hello. I kind of want to try the Austrian. I just don't want to eat into my profits too much. But let's do it. I think we've built the blue one already. Let's go with the black one this time. Yes, fantastic. And let's go ahead and get him a big slew of wagons to haul, at least until we run out of money. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, hang on. We've only got to 5 and we've run out of money. That ain't great. Okay, so let's go. What's that? 5, 6, 7. Oh dear. Okay, 7, 8. No, okay, these are expensive. Gosh. 8. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we go to 10? 9. Okay, borrow again. 10. Borrow again. 11. Borrow again. 12. Can we go 13? I want to go 13. 13. 14. Okay, let's push for 15 and call it a day. Yes, we've got the money in the bank. Do it. Okay. It's the start of the year. We can pay the loan down. It's going to be fine. In fact, I'll probably do that off screen. We're quite in the red this year already. And it's been a month. 2 months. But 120 capacity, that's got to be a good thing. Because, yeah, we've got plenty of grain up here. And hopefully plenty of stone down here, right? Right? Yes, 128. Fantastic. You, my friend, are going out on the grain stone line, and you'd better not embarrass me. And, of course, we put the depot facing the wrong way for you to go get the grain. So, you know, we're already off to a good start. But we will watch the traditional departure of our new grain train. You know, that's another good-looking engine, another good-looking model. And even though they are default wagons, I think they sit well behind him. They look good. Yes, I like the yellow lining. That's nice. It's almost a gold, really. Yeah, it's a good-looking train. Whether it delivers, because obviously the other one's quite cheap to run. So where is he? Yeah, so your running costs have been, around 380 grand, and we're more than doubling that with this new train. So we're going to have to see a more than doubling of the profits to correspond, because you have a higher capacity, 120 as opposed to 56. Okay, that's a significantly higher capacity. So hopefully we'll see some benefit here. Actually, can we flip you around? Will you go back up from here? Yes, because we've got a set of points there. That's fantastic. Good. We'll flip you around. I can't remember why I built those points, but I did. Oh no, of course, they're for trains going the other way. Nice amount of smoke coming out of this too. Yes, very happy with the 2 new trains we've built this episode though. But I think we've recorded for more than enough time. We've probably gone way over time. So I'm going to wrap things up here, call it a day. And as usual, I would like to thank you for joining me. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode. This has been Transport Fever on the River Delta map. I've been T-Nick, and I hope you have a great week. And I'll catch you all next time. Later days. Got to time this well. We've got both of them coming to the farm at once, so now you're going to be leaving empty. Sorry, friend. Well, you know, you've had your day in the sun. I'm sure it's fine. Ooh, here comes the log train. We forgot to see that. So anyone that's tuned out is going to miss this. But yes, we finish off by watching the log train. Damn, that's a good looking train.